right?
Tell a story.
I had Darren on the call with somebody that he wants to work with. Now, this person is always saying he's busy, busy, busy. So, when Darren got on the phone, the first thing he said is, yes, sir. The person said, does this guy or this young man know I'm a speaker like him? We don't need to call each other sirs. We can just say, what are we doing next? What's the next move? But that's to show you humility, being humble. In this journey that we're on, your position don't matter. What matters is that you're humane and you remain humble. And that will take you such a long way. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Darren Rowan.
Hey,
Darren,
hey, hey. Can you hear me?
Darren, you're mute.
I'm on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Darren put the movie he started in next to him so people can see that he's in a movie now. We see you, Darren.
All right. Well, listen, first of all, I just want to just give you your flowers and your staff. Because to what you are doing right now is amazing. You created a platform, global speakers platform, that's going to change the lives of so many people. So I want to honor you and your staff for listening to your vision, walking into your destiny, and allowing others the opportunity to be great. You have literally done what Miles Monroe said to do. Miles Monroe said, the cemetery is the richest place in the earth. And that's because people die with their dreams, their visions, their goals, their books, their movies, their plays, platforms like this. And you have robbed the cemetery. You have given people an opportunity to walk into their greatness. And I want to applaud you for that. And I hope the mayor gives you the key to the city if you don't have it already. Because January the 15th, 2022 is a special day. And I love the point that you're going to allow people to tell their stories. Because we all have a story. God didn't allow us to go through what we didn't, what we went through, not to bless someone else. We had to go through that so that others can see us and grow into what they need to. And I love storytellers. I love Malcolm X. I love Martin Luther King. I love Shakespeare stories. And I'm in a group chat and I asked my friends in the group chat, I said, hey guys, listen, which one is the best hip hop artist ever? And we was all throwing our ideas around. And one guy said, Slick Rick. And I love Slick Rick. And then one guy said, Biggie. I said, Biggie, yeah. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine. You see, a storyteller, whole thing is to take you out of where you are and put you in a different place. A storyteller needs to tell a story that can take you within yourself where you can't go by yourself. My mentor taught me that. A storyteller is a person that can be authentic and transparent and allow themselves to be vulnerable. Because if you can do that, people can connect with you and your character. And then when they can connect with you and your character, you can then use your content to educate them. You can use your content to uplift them. You can use your content to inspire them. You see, I read the other day that 65% of our conversation is either storytelling or gossiping. Now, I don't know which one had the most weight, but 65% of our conversation is gossiping or storytelling. Think about that. Now, I don't know if that's beauty shop talk, barbershop talk. I don't know if that's nail salon talk or the gym talk. But that's a lot of storytelling. People, the greatest communicator is a storyteller. And I didn't understand that the things that I was going through in my life back then was going to allow me to tell my story today. I had no idea, but God knew. I had no idea that when I got out of jail for my third felony, that moment would be a moment that I could use to inspire other people. I had no idea. I remember sitting on my parents' front porch, confused, lost, 3 felonies, on probation, 5 years on the clock if I even got a speeding ticket. And here I am on this porch, contemplating life. And my then girlfriend, who became my wife later, walked down the street, got off the tour bus, walked down the street, and said, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And all the excitement that she had, I couldn't share because I was figuring out, what the heck am I going to do? And when she left that evening, my mom came to me and she said, "Son, don't give up. Life is rough, but I believe in you. And whatever you do, that child does not deserve to have an absentee father. That child does not deserve to be raised by a man behind jail cell bars." You see, my story then is my glory now. And a lot of us, you know what? I like to write my notes on dry erase board because it has an eraser on it. And the eraser does what? It allows us to erase and create new sentences, correct a misspelling. The eraser acts the same way in your life. We are all born and gifted by God with an eraser. God says, "I love you and I forgive you." Don't let your mistakes define your future. And as we train you, and as you join this platform of Global Speakers Platform, you will understand how to use your story as your glory. You see, Jill Scott said, "We all have a story inside of us, and it's selfish of you to hold that story in because someone needs it and it doesn't belong to you anymore." When I was trying to figure out my life with 3 strike felons, looking for jobs, I discovered my why. I never knew what a why was until later in my personal development years. But then I had a why. My young child was my why. My young child was the reason why I was not going to quit on life. My young child was the reason why no matter what happened to me, I was going to fight. You see, my mentor, Les Brown, says, if you get knocked down, try and land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. So the things that you've gone through, they would not define you. They're just a stepping stone to your story. You see, I made a decision when I was looking for jobs with 3 strike felons that I would answer that question on the application the correct way. You know that question. Have you been convicted of a felony? I said yes, because I knew that I did not want to lie all the time. If I had lied then I would have been living in fear that they would have found out and they would have terminated me. So it took a long time to get a job. I couldn't even get a job. Twirling a sign that saying taxes done here, I couldn't even get that job. Who wants a felon? But I kept being persistent. I never quit because of my why. And you have a why in you as a young speaker. And you're going to bless many people when you talk about your why. You see, my why was what made me get up every morning and catch the bus. And then one day I got lucky. I got blessed. And I signed up for a summer program in the basement of a national bank. What? And I told them I was a felon. Matter of fact, I told them I had 3 because I didn't want to lie. I said, yes, sir, I'm not just a felon, but I've had drug possession with intent to sell, shoplifting, and a DUI. And the guy said, that is a label. That's not your last name. He gave me the job on a part-time summer job basis. I worked it, you all. I said, I'm going to do this. And then the following summer, they hired me back full time. Now I went from the mailroom the first summer to commercial loans processor the second summer with 3 felonies. The third year, I went from commercial, they hired me back full time. I'm on payroll. The third year, I went from commercial loans processor to commercial loans officer. 3 felonies with a Y. The fourth year, I went from commercial loans processor and loan officer to mortgage loans processor. The fifth year, I got promoted to mortgage loans officer. 3 felonies with a Y. The sixth year, I got promoted to head teller. Head teller with a shoplifting charge. They believed in me because I had found someone to believe in me until my belief kicked in. And when it kicked in, I was ready to go to the moon. My 7th year at that job, I got promoted to assistant branch manager. Look at God. That's my story. That's one of my stories. That I did not quit. And that I fought the obstacles to overcome. And you will have the same story. Because your story is meant to inspire, motivate, encourage, uplift. You have a story in you that God put inside of you. A story of joy, love, and overcoming. A story of peace. But it does have to be built with some transparency. You see, we all have a superpower. Not like Superman or Wonder Woman. Come on, let's be real. But we have a superpower of transparency. And it's your superpower of transparency that's going to allow others to connect with you and allow you, your story, to change the trajectory of someone's life. Listen, we're waiting on you. This platform is crazy. You're about to be a global speaker. You have a story. But what are you missing? You're missing the stage. And now the stage is here for you. So wherever that link is that Marion is putting in, hit that link, type in those numbers, and sign up and join us. And let us encourage you. We are your community. We are your family. We rise together. We'll laugh together. We'll cry together. We'll study together. We'll build together. Because iron does sharpen iron. And we are all growing and trying to get to be the best version of ourselves. So thank you very much for listening to me. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Unissa.
Darren.
Yes, sir.
That was absolutely amazing, Darren. Thank you so much. So many things that you said has really resonated with me personally, especially when you talk about the power of your why. I strongly believe that if the why is big enough, the how becomes less relevant. And you strike me as somebody who clearly refused to let your past dictate your future. And often we cheat on our future because we fornicate with our past and we, just submit